Hello, my name is Iseut and I'm a cellist. My name is, it's a difficult first name. It's Iseut, which is actually I don't know how to say Isolda. Isolda? It's not easy name and it's not easy as a kid to have such a dramatic Wagnerian name. It is Celtic. Coming from a family, my family was not musician. My parents were both doctors, but somehow at that period, when usually doctors love music and they want to put their kids into music. And it was in Paris. I was born in Paris. And so there was a conservatorium in my little area. And my parents, I'm the third kid. I have a sister and a brother, and I came last. So my sister played the piano. My brother played the violin. And I started, in France, you start with solfège. And so the cello teacher he sneaked in the room to see how we hear, and I had very good ears. So he came to me and looked at my hands and he said, "You would like to play the cello?" But I was very shy little girl. And I said, "Yes." But I had no idea. I thought we play that standing even, but I was not sure. And so it worked very well, right away from beginning, but I really wanted to play every instrument. And that's my regret. I was on the piano, playing all day long, piano, violin. I could pick up any instrument. My parents wanted me to keep on cello, and they were afraid that I make too much, whatever, my sister, my brother, that I'd take over, I could play anything. So they kept me a little bit like, okay, you stay where you are. But I wanted to play every instrument. I wanted to play organ, I wanted to play oboe. And I think it's very important to have secondary instrument like piano. It's very important for the polyphony, everything. So I kept on cello, and then I started when I was six and a half, but very early when I was 7 or 8, the teachers, the director, everybody decided that I will be a cellist. But I had my character, and I said, well, I decide what I want to do. So a couple of years I said, okay, I recognize that something right about it. But it's only when I was 10 or 11 that I said, okay, I will be a cellist. But it had to be my decision, not like you decide because this person is talented, has to do it. I have to have the feeling for it. So the feeling came quite early, like when I was 10, 11. Then that's how it develops, My advice would be, it depends what you mean by terms of career. What I feel very sorry for nowadays, everywhere, is that we think of career, but music is a service. It's a service to humanity. It's a service for beauty. It's really to generate beauty around us, love beauty. And so when I hear career, especially in Europe, it's like ego. Like, I want to be the best, I want to shine, I'm the star. And I would say, no. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's so much, it became like a normal thing to be like egocentric and like, I'm the star, this is me, look how great I am. It's nothing about music. When you see Schubert, Mozart, they didn't even have a grave. They were poor, they were in misery. And now we are, making financial things around their back. Without them, we would be nothing. And I think there's such an arrogance in a way. I think the most important thing is service. It's not about ourselves, it's about music, it's about love, it's about spirits. So when I hear career, I'm the one who was going to say no, especially I did that with my children too. We ought to be good, we ought to have perseverance and get better every day as person, but also a musician. The career will come or not, but it's not career first and then manipulating the elements, manipulating the things to have your career. It's music, and then careers comes because people recognize you. So it's more a relationship from one-to-one, me to myself, than me to the words. That comes later. You understand? I had 3 lives, let's say like that. I learned the cello in Paris, who is supposed to be the great school. There was teachers who tells you here the finger, there thing, little elements, but not the complete picture. So I was just fighting with myself to find my own things, but it was very instinctive. Second period was more austere, more severe. I went to study in America, first with Aldo Parizo, who is Brazilian, Aldo Pariso. He died 2 years ago. He was 100. And I met him when I was 16. I came to Campus Notre-Dame. There was a festival there. And I stayed 2 months there. And then he took me to Yale University. And with him, he gave me all the space to express myself and play, yes, play. I played whatever. And I was happy because in France, it's like very academic, and it was very nice. But my other period was with Starker. Starker he died 10 years ago, who had a system. He had a system, that's exactly what I needed. Have a system, how things are working. And it was great. And I changed that was my second period, I changed my way of playing. I became much more rational playing. And then I taught, and suddenly my third period came 10 years ago with a violinist from Russia. He's actually a pedagogue from Russia, who really has this incredible technique coming from Paganini directly. And then he came from Russia, Paris, Russia, things. And with him, I realized that everything was wrong, the way we play, because we are not respecting the nature of the instruments. So basically now, I cannot get into that now, but for example, a string is supposed to vibrate. And when you make a string vibrating, it needs space. It has a spectrum, and the bigger impulse, the bigger spectrum. But when we learn how to play with pressure, we kill the strings. It's like you want to sing, and you go like, and somebody, so there is a kind of the way now people play the cello, it's a fight. It's a fight with an instrument. It's like aggressive, and we get bigger and bigger holes, and you need to be heard, and it's like shouting and aggressive. And this new way of playing for 10 years, I changed completely. Now I want to transmit it because I know it's just much better for the sound, for the body, for our body, and much more respecting the soul of the instrument. Because as I was saying to the kids, people say, I'm going to practice my piano, I'm going to practice my cello. The cello is perfect. I'm going to practice myself. Understanding how instrument, what is the nature of instruments, how is the nature of my body, how muscles are working, and the cello dictates me the technique, and not I decide this is so and so. You see? Because then it's like I'm forcing the instrument, except instead of like instrument tells me exactly how to play because he's perfect. I just have to adjust. So basically, now I don't want to get into details because it's crazy. I mean, it's too much, but it's a lot of information. And I was happy because I saw the kids were really interested into knowing that, because actually it's not a matter of talent in that way. You know, when I started the music, it was only about talent. Wow, so easy to play, and she's so easy. It's nothing to do with talent, but something to do with information. When you understand how it works, how you do it, then it's easy for everyone. The only thing is motivation, intelligence, in a way, how to use information with good intelligence. But it's not a matter of magie or superstition, like one is playing this way. No, everything is explainable. And then, of course, talent is important. Talent for working and talent for expressing. But it's another story. Our job now for the instrument is to know how things, like a doctor has to know how body is working. Same, we have to know what the instrument needs to. So the idea of this technique, this approach, is that my body, me, and the cello are one. Prolongation. There's no resistance, there's no fight, there's no confrontation.